Hello everyone and welcome to another very quick episode of Rock and Roll English, where I am here to tell you about my school life and one thing in particular, okay? Now, as you know, I grew up in England, and in England you study all of the subjects: maths, English, history, geography, science, blah blah blah. But when you are 16, you can choose only 3 subjects to study, and then you study them in much more detail from the age of 16 to 18. Now, let me tell you my results of those 3 subjects. I got A, D. That's right, an A in law, an A in economics, and a D in IT, information technology, the one with computers. Now, let me tell you something interesting. Okay, my teacher for law and economics, where I got an A in both of them, was the same person, Mr. Farrell. Okay, he is a teacher that changed my life in many ways, because between, 16 to 18, that age, as you can imagine, I was not particularly interested in studying. I wanted to go out drinking, meet girls, and all of the rest of it. And that's what I did. But there was something about Mr. Farrell that made me think, I don't want to disappoint him. I don't want to let him down. Now, in those 2 years, he taught me a lot of lessons. He was the teacher in many, many of my lessons. In fact, he was my teacher for 10 hours every week. Now, do you know how many of those lessons I remember? 0. I don't remember anything we studied or what we did, but I do remember how he made me feel. I remember laughing and joking with him, for example. We used to talk about football before and after the lessons. And then I remember being at home thinking, I have to do that homework. Now, normally I would just say, you know what, I will just leave it. But because it was Mr. Farrell, I thought, no, I am going to do this, because he inspired me. I could feel his passion for his job, and as I said, I didn't want to disappoint him. Whilst the other teacher that I had for IT, information technology, didn't inspire me. And that's why I did the absolute minimum and got the fantastic result of a D. Now, Mr. Farrell didn't really do anything so different in the classroom to the other teacher. They both gave me the necessary information needed to pass the course. The difference was that Mr. Farrell inspired me to do things outside of the classroom, whilst my other teacher didn't. And this is what I try to do with my students. I do this with the Rock and Roll English family, and I also do this with my individual students, because especially in language learning, I believe the days of teaching you all of the information are gone. All of the information is available to you. If you want to improve your vocabulary, improve your grammar, you can do that on the internet. The information is there. So if I have an individual lesson with you, I am not going to do a grammar exercise and say, what is the missing word in this sentence? My goal is to give you the motivation to do things like that in your own time. My goal is to inspire and motivate you to improve, because you want to improve, no? I'm sure you do. Everyone wants to improve. But at the moment, what do you actually do to improve? If you are in the Rock and Roll English family, then okay, you're doing something. If you're not, what are you actually doing to improve? My guess would be nothing, because you can do the things to improve. You can read more, listen more, do active study as well, find language partners, ask questions about grammar. But as I said, what do you actually do? I would say nothing. But what if you had someone that could motivate you, like Mr. Farrell did with me? What if you had someone that could guide you individually? Because some people can be motivated in a group environment, but some other people prefer to work individually. So what if you had someone that could guide you individually, someone that has had thousands of students? Would you like that? if the answer to that question is yes, then let me be the one that guides you. That kind of sounds like I want to be Jesus. I don't want to be Jesus. I just want to help inspire and motivate you in the same way that my teacher, Mr. Farrell, did with me, but to obviously help you improve your English. So if you are interested in having me as your individual teacher, in this podcast, you can book a free 15-minute session to talk to me about what you would like to do. That's right, totally free, no commitment, just put your name, email address. Then you will receive a link directly and we can have a chat. I am doing this because I know what it's like buying things online, because believe me, I buy a lot of shit online. I buy lots of courses and I often have questions, but sometimes there is no one to answer the questions. But I want to be different and I want to help you. I don't want you to make a decision you're not comfortable with. So if you would like to chat about it, I am here. Now, I am only looking for 3 students, okay? Because that's all the time I have, just for 3 students. I normally meet with my individual students once a week, because in that time I give them lots of things to do. Then we meet the next week to see the work that has been done and discuss it. Now, lessons with me, in comparison to other people that have blogs, podcasts, I think are extremely reasonable, so not very expensive. I actually saw someone offering lessons that cost more than double the price of what I ask. So if you are interested in improving your English and working individually with me, get in touch. Remember, my main goal is to inspire you and to motivate you to improve, just like Mr. Farrell did with me, because improving is where happiness comes from in life, isn't it? Progress. When we are making progress, we are happy in every part of life, not just English. If you are making progress in your job, you are happy. If you are not making progress in life, you're not happy. So if you would like to make progress with your English, simply click the link in this podcast that you are listening to. You can do this right now. Stop, click the link. It takes about 20 seconds to finish, and then you will have already taken action. Because remember, if you do what you have always done, you will get what you've always got. In other words, if you don't take action, things will stay the same. So take action now and put your name and email address into that form, and we can have a chat about your goals and if or how I can help you. So I look forward to speaking to you very soon, but in the meantime, just keep on rocking, baby.